Members of Parliament want an audit of works on the Mugaba Palace on Kamukuzi Hill in Mbarara, the former seat of the Ankole Kingdom. This after legislators on the Tourism Committee this week visited the palace and left in shock at the state of the structure. Despite heavy investment, no new buildings had been constructed, save for only renovations.
I think as a committee we are going to recommend for forensic audit to see is there any value for money, because if now that I'm not all that technical, I might not know that actually I'm not an auditor to find out where they put each and every penny.
I have seen, but I don't see 10 billion shillings. And my duty as a member of Parliament to see is to ensure value for money. So I don't see the 10 billion here. I see about 4 billion.
When you look at that drum, it does not represent culture at all. When you look at the other symbol as well, the chants in our language, it does not represent our culture. The finishing, at least the rest, but the finishing for some of these symbols should be very perfect.
The committee chairperson, Mpaka, says they plan to summon the ministry officials to explain how the funds were used so as to ensure value for money.
We are going to interact with the ministry and the contractor to see exactly if this is value for money for the taxpayer and for the government.
Mpaka says the Ministry of Tourism requested for more money to put artifacts at the Mugaba Palace, but the Tourism Committee demanded to know where the 10 billion shillings were spent before seeking Parliament approval for more money in the coming budget. However, the Commissioner in charge of Museums and Monuments, Jacqueline Nyirakiza, said the area had been abandoned and in bad shape and a lot of money was spent to have all these fixed.
This place you see here was a ditch. It was a ditch. They had removed maram that constructed different roads here. So we had to bring back all this and behind, because we found ditches. This ceremonial compound here that we are seeing in front here, these are the things that we have put now because we wanted to make the place usable.
She explained what they intend to use the money sought for.
For example, the drum house, we shall cage it with a 10mm glass, because it must be armored for anybody not to touch it.
Meanwhile, the Minister of State for Tourism, Martin Mugara, said the Tourism Ministry will provide a detailed report about how the 10 billion shillings were spent during the renovation of the palace.
This is restoration of the real old work to the old bits where it was in some of the places, and the work is not yet complete. The restocking of putting the drums, the interiors of most of these places are not yet been done. So you may not be able to see the real value when you stand here, but I think when the time is right, an explanation will be done on how much work has been done and how much money has been put here.
The government seized the Mugaba Palace in 1966 following the dissolution of kingdoms. It had been the home of the Ankole cultural leader, but it was later renovated with support from the UPDF.
No, but they don't want.